is Jason Ritchie, and I'm formerly incarcerated. Right now, I'm working for San Diego State University, the College of Sciences, in the Strategic Communications Department. And so I'm doing film for them and doing social media management. My goals for the future, my ultimate goal is to start an interactive educational website and production company. And my hopes in that is to teach science through storytelling. I grew up, a mixed family, I guess. My biological father went to prison when I was like 2 years old. So then, or 1 year old or something like that. I was really young. And then I was adopted shortly after that by my current father. And he had 2 children and my mom had 2 kids. And they got together and had my little sister. I was rebelling from my childhood, from my upbringing. I was raised Christian and a very strict Christian household, and maybe a little sheltered upbringing made me want to explore and rebel. So I was involved in some minor crime as a juvenile. Race in California is a huge factor. For men especially. I don't know how much so for in the women's prisons, but in the male facilities, as soon as you enter California State Prison, you're segregated by race, and you are lumped into a group by race, and you're basically automatically initiated into a gang, which is broken up by race. So yes, it's a huge factor. I learned who I was in there.
Oh, that's good.
So I also learned what the world is and my place in it. So I had a lot of time to study, and I did a lot of reading and a lot of writing and a lot of self-reflection. And so I think I definitely came out of there a lot stronger and a lot smarter, and with a better understanding of myself and the world. Well, for one, I didn't believe I would ever get out, for one. But when I did start believing I could get out, then I knew I wanted to live the best life I could, and I knew that didn't involve crime and going back to prison, and I felt that education was the key to that, and so I wanted to do as much as I could to educate myself while I was in there. Because for someone like me, it was discouraging to, even fill out a form. I'm sure it can be difficult for a lot of people, but it's not something I was used to doing at all. Like even a simple little form. Took all of my education through correspondence, so through the mail. So I did it all on my own and contacted these schools, and Coastline Community College is a big one in California that does this. And so I contacted them and arranged everything and did all my homework and stuff through the mail. And then as soon as I got out, I applied for the university and tried to go to San Diego State and got in and was accepted. So really excited about that. So Project Rebound is a program that is about educating ex-felons, those who are formerly incarcerated, in higher education. And so that's one program that just was funded by the state recently. You just have to get permission from the warden, which is, if you're doing that, they're going to say yes. And actually they're starting to bring colleges into the prisons. So they're having professors come and teach classes. And so it's limited what you can take. You know, it's not like a university, or even like through the correspondence, I can just order whatever course I wanted to take. So it's limited to what the professors want to teach that semester. One of my favorite books is called The Art of Thinking. It's a really good book. It's not as much what it sounds like. It's more about personalities and how we see the world and relate to the world and understand it. But reading that book also gives you a good understanding of other people as well. I do not believe there are enough resources, and I don't know if there ever will be, to help, but I do see a change. In the last 5 years of my sentence, I saw a huge shift from within the California prison system, from punishment and correction to rehabilitation. And so when I first went down, it was very difficult to like go to college and to try and educate myself in there. There's books and libraries and that type of thing. So you had to be self-motivated to get it done. But recently I've seen a lot of change towards new programs and stuff, and they're actually bringing college into the prisons now, which I think is a great thing. Well, college for sure, and what's it called? Technology training, like computer literacy, is huge, especially for those who are doing more time. Like, because when I was younger, computers weren't as mainstream as they are today, and not everybody owned a computer, you know. But today, that's like, if you don't know computers, then like, you're almost illiterate, you know. So I think computer literacy is a definite program that everybody should be taught. And since I've left prison, they've also started allowing inmates to have tablets. And so those tablets are restricted, so there's no internet access. But I think that's a step in the right direction, and they have access to like books and films and music and stuff they can rent through those. So I think the integration of technology into prison is just a matter of time, and I think it's for the best, and I think that they need to learn that, and so that we can integrate them back into our society. Just education in general, so that starts at all levels, and they've done an okay job, I think, and they started new programs to encourage education for the lower levels, for like under college level, but college level is picking up now, and I think that getting out of prison with a degree, it could be a game changer. And it was for me. I earned an associate's degree in there, and that allowed me to jump straight into a program called Project Rebound, which helped me get into San Diego State University. I did 17 years in prison, so that was a long time, and so a lot of things changed, but a lot of things stayed the same too. So I'm pretty adaptable, so I feel like I got out and adapted pretty quickly, but there definitely were difficulties, technology being one of them. There was a lot to learn, and I'm very interested in technology and like I'm doing video, and so computers, editing. I had to learn all that, and I had to learn it quickly and from scratch. So it was a whole lot to learn, and I'm still learning every day. And but I love to learn, and I think that like I just want to keep learning more about technology. But if I struggled in something, that would be it. Well, I think the least favorite stigma is that everyone who is incarcerated is a bad person, or they even just become identified as a prisoner, as a former felon or whatever, But they are, most of them are just people. And don't get me wrong, there's bad people in there. But there's still good people in there too who just made mistakes. And I think that as society, we should take responsibility for those people and realize that yes, they need to be held accountable for what they've done. But I believe that especially after serving their time, that they should be brought back into our communities, our societies, Like a child, if you punish your child, if a child gets in trouble and you punish him or her, you bring them right back into your family, So, and you show them the love that they deserve, and let them know that they're still a part of the family, that they messed up and they need to be punished, but they're still people that's still part of the family, I knew I wanted to do something good. I knew I wanted more. I didn't know how to do it, and so I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. Your upbringing and your education and your environment. But I think I would have told myself to be patient. Well, if you're a troubled youth, I would say be patient. Don't let the short-term money or what you think is cool, being cool, affect your decisions right now, because what you do is going to affect you in the long run. So be smarter than that. Don't just live for the short term. Think long term. I know it's hard to see at a young age, that long perspective, but it definitely helps. Go to school, get educated. The more you know, the more options you have in front of you, the more is available for you to do whatever you want to do. I think a lot of us know people who are formerly incarcerated, but if you don't and you meet someone, try to take them for who they are and accept them as a person, and judge them for their actions now, and realize that we've all made mistakes in the past. Hi, my name is Jason Ritchie, and I'm not my crime.